Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Side back in the video today, and Zach LaVine will be out for the season with a foot surgery. He'll undergo foot surgery that will keep him out for 4 to 6 months. So Zach LaVine's season is over, and that also means Zach LaVine most likely, I'm pretty sure, will not get traded. I'm 99.99% sure Zach LaVine won't get traded. I'd be completely shocked if Zach LaVine was still traded. We've been hearing for weeks that Zach LaVine's trade interest was, in his not only his interest, but value was also dead, and it was going to be really hard for the Bulls to, work a Zach LaVine trade. Just yesterday or the day before yesterday, I read that the Bulls would have to add another asset like someone like Alex Caruso or Andre Drummond or somebody else to get a Zach LaVine trade done. There would have to be someone else attached to Zach LaVine to get a deal done. His value was dropping heavily, and injuries, I think, were a big reason to it. The way he was playing out there as well. But ultimately, this is gonna not only end his season, but also end any chances of Zach LaVine getting traded this trade deadline. But it's not like he's out for I know he's obviously going to be out for a while, but it's not like he's out for forever. I mean, the Bulls are going to get other chances to trade him. The thing that's, I think, in the good situation for the Bulls here, yes, it sucks you can't move him now, but honestly, I think this might be a good thing for the Bulls because his value, I think he might have better value in the offseason than he does now. It might not be good because, especially after coming off an injury, a season-ending surgery, but whoever would get him, he would be healthy to start the season. Since if, let's say, he missed 6 months, he'd be back. He'd be good to go by August, beginning of August. So that's way before the season starts. It's not even close to. It's not even. You'd still have like a month until spring training. Sorry, not spring training. Training camp. I'm too focused in baseball, but until training camp would start, it'd still be a month before training, or more than a month until training camp would start. So I think his offseason, his trade value in the offseason won't be terrible, and the Bulls will have a chance to trade him in the offseason or in next year's trade deadline. So that's the good thing for the Bulls. It's not like if this was DeMar DeRozan, it'd be terrible for the Bulls because DeMar DeRozan is an expiring contract for Chicago. But Zach LaVine, after this season, still has 3 years left on his deal. So this is not terrible for the Bulls. There are many ways they can deal with this. They can try to move him at the end of the offseason. They can try to get him back on the court to rise his trade value in the 2024-25 season, and then trade him on the at the 2025 NBA trade deadline. There are multiple ways the Bulls can play this with moving LaVine in the future, but I think the important thing right now is for Zach LaVine to get healthy. But wishing him a full recovery. I think for Zach, I've been focused on the Bulls and trading him, and when that's going to happen, or what they're going to get, or what his value is going to be. But for Zach, I think this was a good decision to go with this surgery. He's had constant injuries throughout the season. I think to that foot as well, or in his leg area, it is he's been off and on throughout the year. So I think for Zach to finally just call it quits for the season and get the surgery, I think was a good decision for Zach LaVine. As a Rockets fan, I know he's a newly acquired guy, but something I think about is that Steven Adams, look at what happened with him. He was out. I think he got injured and go back to the 2022-23 season. He got injured in like January, December, something like that, I believe. And I believe it was January or February he got injured, and he missed the rest of the season. They told him he just needed rehab, just needed to rest or whatever they told him, and he wasn't going to need surgery. And then right before the 23-24 season, they told him he needed surgery, and he had the option. I'm pretty sure he did have the option to have surgery, but after the season ended, and didn't, and just did rehab. And then right before the 23-24 season, He needed to have knee surgery and ended up missing the whole 24-25 season. The whole 23-24 season, and now he'll be back in the 24-25 season for the Rockets. But it just made me think about that. But I'm glad that LaVine is doing the surgery now, and wouldn't be to the point where potentially look at like Steven Adams where it costed him another season. I mean, he missed. Not only did he miss the second half of the 22-23 season, but he also missed the whole 23-24 season. So it kind of just made me think about Steven Adams. But I'm glad LaVine did this surgery now. I think it'll be good for him, and we'll see where he's playing next year. But LaVine had a solid season, averaged 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, with 4 assists per game. And I can't wait to see him healthy next season. That's the video. If you guys enjoyed, let me know your thoughts, and peace out.